My name is Tessy Ojo, and I am the Chief Executive of the Diana Award, a charity legacy to Princess Diana's belief that young people with the right support can change the world. I'm delighted to join you at this festival, and I want to share my reflections on the power of connections. Our world has changed dramatically over the past few months, and for most people, these changes has had monumental impact on their lives. Like young people who have lost thousands of hours of education due to the closure of schools, or adults and also young people who have lost their jobs as a result of austerity and redundancies. Here in the UK, all of our 16 and 18-year-olds have missed out on sitting their major exams. It is completely unprecedented. Never ever have we had a generation who did not sit these exams. During lockdown, there are thousands of children across our country who going to school for them is a form of escapism because they live in very chaotic families. Yet during lockdown, they had nowhere to go. The impact of all of this has been devastating for a lot of people. Reports suggest that there's been a spike in mental health related cases like anxiety, increased fear, and much more. Of course, this is completely unsurprising because we know that as a result of lockdown, we lost the very basic organic connections that takes place in everyday living. Those organic checking in processes that happens in the classrooms, at work, on the trains, in the cafe, all of that stopped. Yet we know that in a time of physical distancing, relationships matter more than ever before to provide belonging, connection, and stability. I know that governments across the world, like here in the UK, are working incredibly hard on how we can recover from our economy, on how our economies can get better. Yet I'm sure that very little attention is being paid right now to how we would recover socially. But it is in times of austerity like this that core values count the most. Values such as sharing, listening, love, patience, kindness, unity, connection. These are values that underpin a healthy society and are values that need rediscovering right now. I believe right now, like never before, there has never been a greater need for support and human connection. And like never before, we need to double down on those core values, guarding and protecting them because they are incredibly vital for our recovery as humans. And this, my friend, is where you and I can step in. At the Diana Award, we believe that young people have the power to change the world. And I have been privileged to see firsthand the incredible difference that young people can make when they show up and step in. Young people like Shomi, who lives in Bangladesh and has been incredibly powerful in understanding the impact that COVID has on low paid vulnerable communities in Bangladesh and beyond, especially sex workers, over this COVID period and even before. Shomi decided to show up, supporting them with food and hygiene packs. Or young people like Aditi, who lives in Canada and created a platform very recently called My Empowerment Platform, providing educational information about gender based violence, really ensuring that people at risk of abuse have access to medical and legal support, especially during this lockdown. I have to tell you of another incredible young girl who lives here in the UK called Alana. Alana took up baking in her community because she believes that cakes makes everything better, and I completely agree with her actually. But she decided to bake for families who were affected by COVID, reaching out in kindness to them and supplying them baked treats because she understood that although she couldn't help medically, she could make a different type of connection with them. Since then, Alana took up a bigger challenge. She began to fundraise so that she could create benches in her local community so that when lockdown is over and we could come together, people could use these benches for connection. How incredible is that? You know, these are ordinary young people who are doing extraordinary things. Young people who completely understand the power of connection as a tool to firstly bring people together, heal hearts and mind, but most importantly, build stronger communities. For us at the Diana Awards, this crisis has highlighted the huge inequalities, particularly affecting our most vulnerable young people. And whilst we recognize that the road to recovery will be long and would require a massive rethink of our systems and structures, but we are also very aware that if we don't get the relationship and connections piece right, we miss an incredible opportunity to set the cornerstone that would make all other changes possible and provide hope for a better tomorrow. So at the Diana Award, we are committed to growing connections between young people, particularly those young people at school. We do this through an anti-bullying program that trains young people to be peer mentors and to look out for the well-being of their peers. We are also committing to building new connections between young people and employers, opening up new career pathways through our mentoring program because we also recognize that in terms of future jobs, the future is really unknown. One thing that this virus have taught us is that it is no respecter of borders. Therefore, we at the Diana Award are committed to ensuring that our connections remain strong and borderless. You know, Princess Diana said, carry out a random act of kindness with no expectation of reward, safe in the knowledge that one day, just one day, someone might do the same for you. She certainly believed in the power of connections. I do too. I also believe that we all have a currency and that for some of us, that currency is money. But for the vast majority of us, the currency is the ability to show kindness, to extend friendship, to make connections happen with no expectation of a reward. Because when we do, it means that we show up, we step in, and we make a difference. So, friends, let's show up, let's make those connections because I know the transformative effect that those connections has on the lives of others. It's been lovely chatting with you. I look forward to making connections with you. You can look me up. At Tessy Ojo on Instagram. I'd love to connect with you. Take care and see you soon.